Let's come into our embodiment and our spine. Give it a little belly dance wiggle. Balance that broom handle on our head. Sink your knees towards your toes. Your hips fall ahead of your heels. Your pelvis drop until it feels like a bowl full of water hanging from above. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, receiving in gratitude. Exhale, coming into your sense of purpose. It's Thursday after all. Inhale and float out. Exhale and sink down. Now once more. And like the sun, time your movements with your breath. Do that again, but just a little bit of the ocean allows us to be a little bit like kelp. Do the movements slower, not too slow, so that each of the ocean waves just shifts what we're doing a little bit. And slower, so that the experience is more like the ocean is moving the kelp. And the more random the directions are, more random what part of your body your attention is on, the more we're experiencing what this part of the practice is for. The kind of pre-association of how and when and where to go. And keeping in mind that we have this conscious relationship with the ocean. It's been there our whole life. Of course, the ocean is a metaphor for existence or Tao or God or love or however the universe seems to work. I still haven't figured that out. The way we can relate to that ocean can change everything. You might call this a kind of embodied emotional intelligence. Here we are in this ocean that's been there for us every day of our life. It's filled our bodies with the energy we need to live every breath of our life. I had this experience recently that we have a crush on this ocean, kind of a shy one. I was fulfilled by recognizing that the ocean has a crush on us too. That after some time, that crush turns into a kind of deep love affair, kind of marriage, a kind of reliance and meaningfulness. Of an ally that's always there with you, for you. in the way you're with them and for them. Let's do this for a minute, giving back to the ocean. Nice to receive. It's also nice to give. And it's Thursday. We want to be resourceful and why not just be the universe? Seems to be a good place to start. Now we're gonna just bring our arms around in front of us. And we can still be a little bit like kelp, just in the sense that our body isn't going to become rigid. But we're going to move towards being still. More stillness. So you're, allowed to wiggle and flow if you feel that that'll help you find more alignment and ease in your body. I'm just going to notice this cauldron in our hands. We'll imagine that it's filling with all of the resources we need for today. It's Thursday. We need an extra serving. So we feel we have that resourcefulness and kind of abundance. We're going to stir our cauldron. Again, we want to move with our belly button left and right, so our whole body turns. This is just fun use of the imagination. It's an instinct after all. We're just going to imagine that as we stir up the chi of the day with that extra serving because it's Thursday, we're just making it warm enough or somehow transformed or charged up, or however you would see stirring up the chi for today, making sure it's, I don't know, like a good bowl of soup or a good cup of tea. We're going to turn our hands the other way and using the whole body, like your belly dancing, a bit like you're pivoting on the broom of your spine. Depending on how much you like things like sympathetic magic and symbolism and fun things like that. Notice that the energy of the sky is pouring into your cauldron, adding a certain yummy thing to the chi of your day. Sometimes I like to just do a little vertical circle, just to hold my cauldron up to the sky. Say, that would be good. Extra serving, it's Thursday. And then bring it back down. Stir it a little bit more. And then notice that it's also filling with the chi that's pouring upwards from the land. Well, we can maybe bend our knees a little bit. Just touch that cauldron to the ground. To allow it a balance of yin and yang. Maybe once more, just because it's Thursday. We're going to just playfully tip that cauldron and pour that chi into something we call dantian, inside the lower belly. Just imagine it filling your pelvis, filling your abdomen. Don't worry about dantians, they know how to take care of themselves. We can just put our cauldron into the invisible places that invisible cauldrons go. Now we're going to turn our hands like this. We're going to imagine that, given that it's spring, and some of us have hay fever, we're going to play with pollen. So imagine that I'm reaching around and just gathering some pollen in my hand. I'm going to sit that hand right below my belly button. And as the other hand swings around, gathering pollen, I'm going to take a moment, slowing down, to feel what it's like to pour the pollen into my lower abdomen. Fill that space, mix in with what I was doing with my cauldron. And pollen is a symbol of the most potent aspect of the universe that can be yang, buried deep within yin. So it's like a magic medicine. So then we turn some more, and then it goes behind and around, gathering pollen. The other hand sits from the dantian, and it pours the pollen inwards. We sink our pelvis to receive so it doesn't spill. There's two sides to this. Kind of like yang and yin. There's the sense of gathering, which might make us want to lean and wish we had a bigger hand and more is better. But we can also decide the gathering is just a state. And it has more to do with just collecting and gathering in a I would say passive, but just very gentle, natural way. And then as we receive, the state of receiving asks us to be very, very patient, almost like savoring something in our mouth. And as we swallow it, feeling it coming into our body, because it's so delicious, we don't want to miss one moment of the receiving. So we allow that to pour into the pelvis, almost like a bowl, savoring every little bit of that pollen as it mixes with that mojo we were making in our cauldron. And again, we're just playing with our imagination. So if you're having a Thursday at some point during your Thursday, feel like you need to connect with your resourcefulness, this great way to come into your spine, come into connection, come into sensation. Use your imagination, use your assertion. Knees are bent, feeling ready, accepting that it's Thursday. It's Thursday. Coming back to appreciation, to receive and savor. Thursdays can be delicious too. Okay, let's do a few things to open up our bodies so that we're ready for all the fun things. So swing back and forth, moving our arms like whiskers in that they sense and appreciate and check out everything that's happening around us. Sometimes I imagine my whiskers are, really, really long, like long enough to feel the entire valley system I'm in. Okay, once more. I'm going to come one behind you, one palm facing your abdomen, turn to the center facing your chest, turning to the high side facing your forehead, and then bend your opposite knee so when you spiral through your hand, you stay in good structure. Reaching and plucking stars. Offering the stars to the moon. Letting your hands sink, both hands fall together. Swinging around. Other hand behind your back. One facing your tummy, chest, forehead. Bend your other knee, spiral through. Pluck the stars. Come back. Center. Sinking. And once, just go a little farther. And comes behind the back. Belly, chest, forehead. I'm going to turn my foot out and just turn. Pluck stars as far as feels comfortable. And I'll just step and walk and twist. The first stars back the other way. The center. And swing. Hand behind your back. And just a little quicker. You'll even bend a bit. And down. Okay. Pick up your invisible object, stretch up the ball of your feet, sink down, carry the object, bend your knees, bend at your waist and hips. Don't touch the ground. Use the weight to lengthen your body out. Sway back and forth. And when you get to one side or the other, slow down, release your back, neck, and shoulders. Sway back and forth. The other side, releasing your back, neck, and shoulders. And just do that back and forth. And bend your knees. Keep up your invisible friend. Look down. We'll just quickly go through a couple of our 5-element practices. Reaching down. The ocean. Just imagine we're helping nature right now. The rains are coming, so let's help out by pouring the ocean into the sky. Feel it evaporate. Feel it condense. Coalesce and become heavy. Just do this once with the rain falling on the mountains. Start in a few hours. Cooling. And pouring. And cooling. And pouring. You could do that cooling and pouring as many times as you want. And then everything sinks back into the ocean. We're going to do that for ourselves. The ocean with the sky. And evaporate. Coalesce. Get heavy. Rain comes down. Purifying and cleansing. And just for a moment, we're going to have a mini bowl. We're going to feel that water pouring down, cleansing, and filling our bowl. So we can feel very resourceful and resilient and ready and still. But also like water, the source of life in the sense that We have this energy that we're learning to gather so that we can bring it back for everyone. Just like a pond gives itself to feed the forest and the land. Using our imagination, noticing all the melting snow and rotting leaves, that all of that is sitting in all of the bowls or all of the topography beneath our feet. It's starting to wake up all of the plants and trees. So we're going to imitate a plant or a tree. Feeling that moisture deep, deep, deep down. Feeling it seep in enough that we can start to feel like we're sipping through the invisible roots. And again, it's just a state. It's just an imagination story of play to feel what it would be like to be a tree that can somehow invite all of that nutrient-rich water to pour upwards somehow, upwards against gravity. And have that feeling of seeping and luring and drawing energy we need upwards through our legs, into the trunk of our belly and chest, up until it starts to fill the arms being limbs. When I reach and grow, so I kind of exaggerate that. Trees don't move quite like this, but plants sometimes do. And we can just stand like a tree in spring, stepping, luring and drawing the sap upwards to the end of every finger, end of the tip of your ears, top of your head. Also through every concentric ring of your body, your organs, spaces around them. All your muscles and tendons. Right into your bones. Let's just feel the heaviness of our limbs. Sinking the shoulders down as we're waiting until there's enough light and enough water to begin to sprout leaves, bear fruit, grow nuts, and all of the good things that our tree friends can do. Just reach out with our hands. Relax. A spot on the wall to your left. Reach with both of your hands. Lift up on the ball of your foot. Stretch like a cat. Then release through your limbs, sinking and softening and melting. Reach to the other side. Up under the ball of your back foot. Stretching like a cat. Reaching for a light switch in the dark. Releasing through your joints. Melting your body. Once more to the left, pick a random spot. Stretch like a cat. Release. Open. And once more to the right. And then just one more inhale, exhale. Inhale, receiving with gratitude. Exhale, finding our purpose. Inhale, connecting with everything and everyone. the readiness for Thursday.